There is a year between me and my brother, and we're really competitive. It took me years to beat his Pac-Man score. And when I did, he chased me out the house, down an alleyway, wrestled me to the ground, gave me an almighty Chinese burn, completely ruined my wedding dress. It's not that easy to be the big brother, the big sibling, because there's a lot of expectations when you're the older one. I understand that. My brother, at the age of 5, would draw a picture, and my dad would go, "What is this? A house? And this is the he's foreign. And this is the family. Why am I taller than the trees? If the sun was that close, we'd all be burnt alive. You have to work much harder than this if you want your work to make it to the fridge." You see, I think it's important to screw kids up. Not loads, just enough for them to become interesting adults. Now, I have a little boy, and he's 3. And I don't think I screw him up, but I must do, because I'm a mother. And I'm a single mum, and I had a boyfriend round at Christmas. It turns out some boyfriends really are just for Christmas. And I was like, "You will not meet my child until we are solid." And the chap would come round while my son was sleeping, and he'd be gone in the morning before my son woke up. But my luck being my luck, they ended up meeting in the hallway of my home at 3 o'clock in the morning, both needing the loo, both naked. And in a panic, this man said to my son, "Hello, I'm Father Christmas." And my little boy said, "But he was here last night." Sometimes you get so proud of your kids because they display kindness and sensitivity that, frankly, they didn't learn from you. I went into a shop with my little boy, and the shopkeeper was 2 inches taller than my 3-year-old. And my little boy was beside himself to say something, absolutely beside himself, but he knew instinctively not to. He just looked at the guy, looked at me, looked at the guy. And the bloke was brilliant. He was obviously used to children reacting to him in this way, so he was chatting away to my boy, and my boy was like, a grown-up my size, I'm gonna tell him everything. And he did. He was like, my name is Charlie. I live with my mummy. I see my daddy at the weekend. We have a cat called Lola and a dog called Benjamin Netanyahu. I thought of that name. And when we left the shop, my little boy walked as fast as his little legs could carry him to be out of earshot. And then he went, Mummy, Mummy, come over here, Mummy. I was like, oh, what is it, darling? And my little boy said, Mummy, that man was little. I was like, yes, darling, yes, he was little. Why was he so little? And I thought, what a glorious moment I'm about to share with my son, because he is now at an age where he notices difference. And I can explain to him now that people might look different, and they might sound different, but we all matter equally, and inside we're all the same. What a beautiful chat I didn't have. I didn't say that to him. In that moment, I said, because he didn't eat his broccoli. No one is proud here. Recently, my brother said, look, Shap, you've been separated for ages now. You really need to find yourself a new fella. Why don't you go on the internet? Because my brother found his girlfriend on the internet. I think it was eBay. So I joined an internet website, and to my surprise, right, on the online form that you had to fill in, one of the things you had to tick to see who you wanted was racial preference. And it said white, Caucasian, 3 boxes, not important, decidedly important, absolutely crucial. And I thought that's a little bit weird, because your photo's up there in the first place, so you can just be racist in private. You know, why hurt anyone's feelings, right? So I want to show you this. I wrote an email to the administrator of this website. I wrote him an email, basically, in a nutshell, going, what are you on, mate? And he wrote back, going, the choices we provide on our matching algorithms, I had to look that word up, nothing to do with sex, are for our users to find the perfect match. They are in no way indicative of someone being racist at all. White, Caucasian, absolutely crucial. Right, so I wrote back going, shut up, a bit more coherently than that. And then he wrote back and said, some people are more stringent than others when it comes to finding a partner. Doesn't that sound like a real dig at me? Like, oh, you'd shag any old colour. We merely help them find the right person by enabling them to measure height, weight, occupation, level of income, and ethnicity. Thing is, height, weight, occupation, level of income, they're all things that can be measured. How do you measure ethnicity? I had no idea how to measure my own when I was filling out the form. I had to look on a Dulux colour chart. Turns out I'm natural calico. This correspondence went on for quite a while, right? And tell me if you think I went too far. Eventually, I sent him a copy of the Nuremberg race laws. I'm not saying that this website is a Nazi organisation. I just think we should nip things in the bud at source. He wrote back to me and said, Dear Shappy, I've enjoyed our correspondence. I have now noticed your name is Shappy Khorsandi. Might you be the same Shappy Khorsandi I saw on the Michael McIntyre Comedy Roadshow? If so, I am single. And I wondered if you'd like to go for a coffee. Won't this be a funny story to tell our kids? Smiley face. I wrote back. I said, thank you so much for your email. I'm very flattered. However, I've noticed your name is James Chowdhury. Little bit too brown for me. Natural calico only. You've been a marvellous crowd. You've been ace. Thank you so much.
You are going to absolutely love her. She's making a name for herself, and here's why. Please welcome Miss Shappi Khorsandi!
So I'm Shappi, and I am a female Iranian stand-up comedian. The other comics backstage, they call me the box ticker. Because you grow into your name. Whatever name you're given, your personality fits into it. Like, have you ever met a Karen who isn't really outgoing and a bit crazy? Or a Fiona who isn't a complete bitch? Any Fionas in tonight? No, they're all out eating babies. I tell you what, if you ever want to have a real laugh, travel to America with an Iranian passport. If you haven't got one, I'll give you one of mine. I've got loads. I was checking in at Los Angeles airport, and at first they were lovely. They were like, oh my God, I love her accent. Oh my gosh, she's from Iran. Search the bitch. So, geez, you guys are so harsh here at immigration. I'm worried. You see, I'm worried they're going to bomb Iran. I rang up my granny who lives in Iran. I said, Granny, that's her name. They say they're going to bomb you next. How do you feel about that? I didn't just blurt that out, obviously. I prefaced it with other little bits of chit-chat. You know, how are the cousins? They're all dead. Let's move on. And she said, well, darling, depends on when they bomb us. I'm building an extension to my kitchen. If they bomb before, it might help. By the way, this isn't an Iranian accent. This is a genetic foreign accent I do, because I'm trying to get work on Radio 4 drama. I'm such a big fan of The Archers. I'm so overexcited. But I love the Radio 4 dramas, because Radio 4 tries to be very culturally inclusive. And they set their plays in exotic places, and on a Saturday you tune in and the announcer will go, now we go over to our Saturday play, The Milkmaid of Kabul. And wherever the play is set, the signature tune is always like this. Hey, 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 Fatima, fetching the goats. I digress. So, my granny said, depends on when they bomb us. I'm building extension to my kitchen. If they bomb before, it might help. If they bomb afterwards, I kill them. Possibly not the most powerful anti-war argument you've ever heard, but builders in Tehran are pricey, and there are no Polish people. Now, if you're wondering if that joke was politically correct, it's fine. I checked with my cleaner. I met this Indian old lady at a bus stop recently, and she thought I was Indian, you know, because of my face. And she started chatting to me in Hindi, and she was so sweet and friendly. I didn't have the heart to tell her that I don't speak Hindi, so I just pretended that I could and just nodded at everything she said. I don't know what I was agreeing to, but she went off and came back with her son for me. We were engaged for quite some time. And this Greek woman, I went into a bakery, a Greek woman ran it, and she thought I was Greek. She starts talking to me in Greek, and this time I learnt my lesson. I said, I don't speak the language. And she goes, it's not your fault, your mother should have taught you. I found myself thinking, yeah, man, I can't believe my mum never taught me Greek. Lazy cow. But we bonded, me and this lady, and as I left, she gave me a free bun. And she goes, darling, tell me, what is your name? And I was like, damn, think of a Greek name. It's Hercules. Because I am from the Middle East, people always assume that I'm religious. I'll be drinking a glass of wine, guaranteed someone will come up to me and go, what should you be drinking that? It's alcohol, you know. And I'll go, calm down, it's halal wine. The grape was cut in a humane way. See, I didn't have any religion growing up. For ages, I thought that Muslims and Jewish people don't eat pork because pigs are so cute. And I thought that rabbi was the plural for rabbit. It's not. I have a Jewish friend, and she freaked out one day because she had a piece of ham by accident. I did it. I was only 8. And she freaks out going, oh my God, my rabbi's going to kill me. And I was like, why, have you not cleaned the hutch? So, I went to this quite twee primary school, but I went to a big London comprehensive school for my teenage high school years. It was a sort of school that I couldn't get eye contact with the popular girls, the in crowd, because they'd be like, what are you looking at? What? I'm not being racist, but they were always the white girls. And they used to say that they weren't my friend. They thought I was a posh snob. You're a posh snob. You're a snob. And I try and say to them, look, I'm not a posh snob. I'm no different to you, for goodness sake. I'm an outsider as well. My parents are first-generation immigrants. They can't read or write English, just like yours. So I didn't like my school, but I have a little sister who's 15 years younger than me, and she was one of those what girls. She still is. She goes, Shappy, man, you don't know what it's like out on the streets. I'm like, well, it's a bit parky. She goes, shut up, man, because I've got mates there that can take a bullet for me. Take a bullet for her. She works in an old people's home on Saturdays. They love her. I like that. You're impressed with that? Do you want to see the Iranian version of that? Look, watch this. If you said, that makes you a racist. She likes those singers that don't really sing, they talk. Do you know the ones I mean? I'm not really singing, I'm just talking, and I don't know why I'm talking in this accent, because I was privately educated, and you shouldn't have bought my sister. That was a bit disrespectful, but I possibly shouldn't have gone down on your dad. Al fresco. Someone asked me the other day if I speak Arabic, because Iranians aren't Arab, and a lot of people think that we are, but they're very, very different. Arabic sounds like this, yalla, mashallah, and Farsi, Persian, sounds like this, yalla, mashallah, completely different. But they're both very